I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You broke?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Big shout out to everybody in Riverside. And as a kid, I always wanted to meet Don King. But now I think Don King's a fucking asshole. He's a racist.
No. We're not going down that road.
None bigger than this. Maybe the biggest upset of this decade.
En ese estilo es un falso, porque él puede bien con la pelea.
Welcome everybody to the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. It is me, Sal, Mr. Boxing Guru. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Remember, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go on YouTube and go ahead and subscribe. The podcast is there. We try to keep it there as much as we can. If you guys don't want to do the whole YouTube thing and remain private, you guys could always go to Apple Podcasts, do it there. Spotify, Spreaker, of course. This is Spreaker's app that I use to get this going for you guys. But yeah, again, thank you guys again for tuning in. Let's talk about boxing. There's so much shit going on, and I was so excited. You know what? I was very, very, very excited about this weekend's fight. And no, not because I wanted to see King cry, but I was honestly excited about watching Golovkin. Throughout the week, it's almost like we didn't really know at what time the fight was gonna, be televised. You heard a lot of people talk about it, which was very surprising because, from my understanding, everybody hates Golovkin now. I don't know how that shit works, but everybody was talking. Oh, I'm not gonna get up and watch it. I'm not gonna get up and watch it. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, the fight's at 6 in the morning. The fight's at 2 in the morning. The fight's at 3 in the morning. And you know what? I didn't really pay attention or didn't really get hyped for the type of fight, for this type of fight. I know I was excited because it was Golovkin. You guys know I'm a big Golovkin fan. But I wasn't, I don't know, I didn't really get excited until I started going back and watching some of the stuff. Of course, if you guys don't know, I started making shirts again. I started releasing some of my Boxing Ain't Chill. And then we got the Canelo shirt and, future stuff coming out in the future and whatnot. If you guys haven't picked up a Canelo shirt, make sure you guys do. DM me on Instagram or on Twitter. Again, that's at Mr. Boxing Guru, and we'll talk about that. But again, let me reel myself back in. But yeah, I got excited, and again, I started watching some of Golovkin's fights, and I'm like, fuck, man, I really enjoyed this guy. And it gets boxing gets so fucking polluted with all this other shit that we forget why we watch it, which is fucking just to see two guys beat the living shit out of each other. And that's what Golovkin was always, that's why we like watching Golovkin, because there was a seek and destroy of a very gentleman-like approach to it. He wasn't talking about how many cars he had. He wasn't talking about this and that. It was just the reincarnation of Borat without the mustache, with the politeness, without the rudeness or the balls hanging out. It was just a clean way to watch boxing, and that's what Golovkin. I think that's why so many Mexican folks, how can you say, so many Mexicans kind of started watching them or respected them or over, and not only Mexican folks, but it seems like he was very much liked, with the exception of some folks here in the U.S. So. Again, it kind of got me going and thinking why I liked them. So I was so excited, and I kept, for the first time I was actually talking I was on Twitter and I was talking about boxing with folks, which I feel like something that I really don't. I'm just there trolling and making fun of this, or people making fun of me. It's just enjoying it, and Twitter being what it is a release on actual life. Again, Twitter's not real. But I was actually talking boxing with folks, which is something I hadn't done in a very long time. Again, that's how I feel based on the people that I see on my timeline. Again, maybe my timeline is a bit toxic, but again, that's my timeline. But I started talking to folks, and we started talking. Then people started setting up alarms, and okay, I'm gonna wake up at this time. Hey, bro, send me a text, send me a DM at this and that time, and maybe I could watch the fight too. Blah blah this, blah blah that, and I ended up setting my alarm to 3 in the morning, because that's what somebody said, the fight was going to start at 3 in the morning. Cool. So again, I started talking boxing with people, and then next thing you know, it's midnight. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta wake up. And then I started watching more fights, and now it's 1 o'clock. So I just kind of shut my eyes out, and I went to sleep because I had to wake up at 3 in the morning. I woke up at 3 in the morning. I saw there were some fights. Again, not to be a dick, but I was only gonna wake up that early for Golovkin. I was very excited. So put my alarm at 3. Saw some fights. It started and whatnot. It wasn't the fight I wanted to watch. I went on Twitter, started tweeting. It's not coming out. And then I set my alarm for another 30 minutes. Took another 30-minute power nap. And then got up at 3:30. That wasn't it. Then again at 4. Again, still wasn't fighting. Then again, I got up at 5. And at 5, I said, fuck this. You know what? Let me just get my ass up. Make me some fucking coffee. And, unas mantecaditas. And I started watching the fight. So great, I started watching the fight. I think it ended up being like at 5 or whatnot. Great fight. I started watching it. I started almost seeing what I had never seen before. I saw, and me being 41 years old, I saw Golovkin. I feel like Golovkin, it took him, like it takes any 40-year-old man, a little bit to warm up. And like, sort of like when you get up after... you go, I don't know, especially me being fat, you go do a hike the previous night. And then you wake up in the morning the next day, and then you get up and, you put your feet on the ground. And you rethink all your life. And then you finally stretch, and you get up, and you're wobbling all the way to the fucking bathroom until your bones get moving and take a good shit, and then you keep going. That's how I felt the first 4 rounds were for Golovkin. Golovkin, I feel stiff. He was getting punched by some fucking big shots. Murata could crack, and he was touching him up. He was touching. I hadn't seen Golovkin get touched up like that since maybe Canelo, but it was different because I feel like he was actually hurting Golovkin, and I feel like Golovkin, like his power was never respected the first 4 rounds. As the fight went on, I guess the maturity, the experience of Golovkin kicked in, and he ended up stopping Murata in the 9th round, which again, beautiful fight. I really want to see Murata again, fight at a top 160 or 168 pounder. I really think he's the fucking goods. He put Golovkin through hell. But again, once Golovkin got those old bones moving, he was able to do work, and it was good, honest work. We have always seen Golovkin extremely dominant in every single fight, with the exception of the 2 Canelo fights. We saw on the first fight, again, you saw a guy that couldn't catch a guy in Canelo because Canelo, kept giving him all these angles and pretty much avoided him in the first fight. The first fight. And the second fight, we actually saw a humanized Golovkin, which was a guy getting punched back and, got a little worked. But again, you're not used to seeing Golovkin in actual fights. People say, oh, Golovkin's a face first type of fighter, but no, not really. You never really seen him get touched up, and it's kind of fucked up the way what boxing has done to him. Yeah, the way Tom brought him up, you gotta respect that a guy without a flag made it so far and came back with a fan base. I think, I'll give you an example. Mexican fighters come with an embedded fan base. If you look remotely good, people are going to go to your fights, whether it's, as a 4-round, 6-round, 8-round, 10-round fighter. People are going to go to your fights because, you're Mexican. It's already in there. The boxing culture is already huge in the Mexican-American communities. As a Kazakh fighter, it was never really there. Not till Golovkin started getting shoved in our face and on HBO, and now we wanted to see that guy. We wanted to see this guy that's a knockout artist. Anytime there's a knockout artist, you want to see. Look at fucking Wilder. I mean, you want to see that guy because he's a fucking knockout artist. He could eventually get the guy out of there, and that's exactly what Golovkin was. So he was that type of guy, and they brought him out, in my opinion, the hard way, where they had to develop him on the fly. They till he finally got to the HBOs. Now the HBOs wanted him, and then of course came to the zones and whatnot, and he's able to get in our face like this, and he was able to sell seats like that. So again, he never had an embedded fan base, and he became the fighter that he is. Again, something that most fighters can't even do, not even when they have it in Betfest and base. And I keep saying Mexican fighters, but same goes for American fighters. You know, you see a lot of American fighters that have not even and will never even touch the fucking tip of Golovkin's pito. You know, it's just, again, what was done with Golovkin was great. And, you know, all those knockouts, yes, you know, the opposition at some points were a little weak, but some of those wins are aging fucking beautiful. You know, when he fought he went through the string of Euros just like Canelo did, but the difference is that Golovkin actually beat the shit out of him, like literally beat the shit out of him. But yeah, I guess that's my story on Golovkin. Look, man, it made me feel like an actual boxing fan again. I wanted to see Golovkin in a fight. People wanted to see this guy lose the fight. I just wanted to see a good fight, and that's exactly what I said. And it kind of reinvigorated, I guess, my passion for boxing, because sometimes you see so much shit in boxing that has nothing to do with boxing, but somehow, just because they're boxers, it's a fucking story. And we'll get to that a little later as well. At the same, I guess, day, of course, moving forward, of course, went to take a nap and then ended up watching this fucking Stretch Armstrong looking fucking kid in Fundora. Look, man, I know I talk a lot of shit about PBC and about boxing in general, but I've always talked shit when it's deserved. PBC has been fucking kicking ass. They've been developing fighters, and I think it's they deserve the respect that they didn't get in the beginning, that they didn't deserve in the beginning. PBC was putting out fucking hot garbage in the beginning, fucking just horrible fucking fights, and maybe it was part of their learning process, but it was part of the learning process that I didn't want anything to do with it. Now PBC, I think, is, you have to give them credit for their way, not only of developing fighters, but I feel like at first they were trying to do everything very safety first, a la Floyd, and I think as of late they're doing their own identity. They're redoing their own identity. They're actually making a fight like this Fundora versus Lubin. This is a fight that, you know, because of their toxicity, it's not something that you really you think about when it comes to fight of the year type of fights, but they do happen, you know. And again, credit to fucking PBC for putting on a great fucking fight like this. Again, this Fundora kid is a fucking monster. He's the reincarnation of he hasn't died yet, but Paul Williams, you know what I'm saying? And he's just long fucking arm kid that wants to fucking fight like he's fucking 5'4". You can't not fucking love Fundora. And the fact that he looks like a fucking Slender Man, and he's just fucking throwing punches like a motherfucker there. He's fun to watch, yes. And again, he's the type of fighter that enjoy fucking watching him. Enjoy every fight like this at Fundora's, and we're not gonna have him for long with his style. Again, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but that's the type of fighters with those type of styles. That's what ends up happening. Look at the Brandon Rios type of fighter. They don't last as long on top because, again, their ability to take punishment, you know, eventually catches up. Enjoying while it lasts. Kudos to fucking PBC for their fight of the year. I mean, for a fight of the year candidate type of fight. Do I want to watch it again? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go watch it again after this. And man, what a fucking great card. The other fight that was on, and I didn't watch it because I ended up, when Brian's fight was on TV, I ended up fucking watching it. I ended up going to the movies with my wife because I saw the first 2 rounds and I'm like, this is fucking hot fucking garbage. But yeah, Ryan Garcia versus fucking, I don't even know what the fuck to call this. No-toe, dog shit. Bigger Mashaka, he fought. So yeah, he chased the guy around for as many rounds as the fight as the fight had. Look, man, when Ryan went to Reynoso, I thought it was the best thing that could happen to Ryan. I thought it was his parents finally realizing that they can't do that shit themselves. Ryan, and again, as much as I shit on Ryan, Ryan to me is I don't want to say he has the goods, but he's a fucking special athlete. He has very fast hands, very strong kid, but it needs to be developed and needs to stop having yes men around him. The perfect thing to happen to him was for him to go to a trainer that was bigger and that's name's gonna be bigger than his will ever be. And that's what Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso does not need the money to train Ryan. You know, he's the fucking name. He's the trainer of the year multiple times. He is the man right there. But people, and he wasn't gonna take any shit. And of course, and I knew that again. I thought it was a great thing to do. If at last I thought Ryan and Reynoso would have a fucking great fucking marriage. They, you know, he would eventually move Ryan into the position to win a fucking title at 140 or pick a weak division and you know, get a title there. If it lasted, and of course we saw that shit not lasting because Ryan needs to breathe out of a fucking paper bag. And I know, look, man, me being Mexican and whatnot, all that mental health shit, one, is very serious. Two, even when there is fucking mental health in a Mexican household, we fucking ignore it. We brush it off. We fucking, if you're a kid and there's something wrong with your fucking brain, you know, I've seen Mexican households where, okay, so that's the card you were dealt with. Let's move on and let's move forward, and we're gonna treat you as a fucking normal part of the fucking family, and you still have chores to fucking do. And maybe it's not the right thing to do, but it's the thing that we do. And I know the Reynosos didn't think much of it. Either you're a fighter, you're fucking not, or you want to fucking, you know, walk around with a fucking helmet and, you know, and then buy your dad a fucking wig. Do that, but don't do that shit in my gym. Again, assuming that's what Reynoso said. So yeah, that shit didn't work. So who do they go to? A great fucking trainer in his fucking time. Goosen was a fucking beast in his time. He's not training anybody for no fucking reason. He's, you know, you got Ricky Funes that kind of took over his gym, Goosen's gym, and he's been doing that for many years. I mean, I would imagine, you know, 10 years plus. He is the head trainer, but all of a sudden they get Denim man, and they start training it. Yeah, I get it. People think, oh, he's a hard-nosed guy too, but you know what? He's not training anybody. He's a little older. Maybe he needs some fucking money. I wasn't sold on the marriage there. What else is the fucking guy gonna do? Not fucking train him? What else was? I mean, did you guys see any improvement in Ryan? I didn't see Ryan look better. I didn't see Ryan that could cut out the fucking ring. He's fighting a guy that looks like he's fucking 4'2", and he didn't do shit with him. He didn't know how to cut off the ring. He didn't know how to throw this guy in the ropes. He didn't do a fucking shit but fucking get the boat taken away. I am the captain now, motherfucker. Anyways, he didn't. He looked like shit. Again, he looked like fucking jack shit. And again, I thought, I don't know. I still want to believe in Ryan. I think, you know, he is a legit fucking fighter. He's a strong kid, but I don't. His ability to not fucking learn. It's sad because again, I know I like fucking with him. I like trolling him and all, but I think I've always thought that he had the ability to be a great fucking pro. Especially again, he's a guy at 135. I know this guy, if you really let him fill out to his body, he could fill up to 160 pounds if he wants. So he could be a multi weight division champion. But he's just not fucking. I don't know, man. Something. His ability to be popular doesn't let him be popular in boxing, I guess you could say. But that was it. That was it with Ryan. There's so much other shit in the news, man. Jojo Diaz. God damn it, Joe. Look, man, that's another fighter that you guys know. I've been a boxing fan for many years. I was a fan of Jojo, when he got out of the Olympics. I think it was Monday, Tuesday that I think it was Monday that something came out where something about Jojo was being accused of I guess showing his dick to a minor. I heard something about it was maybe 2010 maybe, or was it? I don't know. But if he did, man, that's. I mean, look, I'm not a dad, but it's kind of fucking weird. If he did it in 2020, I thought it was in 2010, but I'm reading somewhere about it was in 2020, so that was 2 years ago. Ugh, that's fucking brutal, man. Boxers, boxers have to learn how to one, keep their dick in their pants. Two, if it was 2020, that means JoJo's almost, I think he's late 20s, 27 maybe. Yeah, so that's 10 years. You're. I mean, fuck, man. It's sad. It's sad because then I don't know, man. It's just you can't excuse shit like that. Again, I don't have kids, but as an uncle, somebody would send some shit like that to my 17-year-old niece. I mean, there's some consequences, repercussions, and shit like that, Jojo. I hope it's not true. But like anything else in the U.S., especially with guys, you're guilty to proven innocent. It's not, you're innocent to proven guilty. If he did send pics, then you kind of have to go through the motions and suffer your consequences. Hope you learn from your fucking mistakes and move forward. Other shit that's happening in boxing, besides this JoJo shit, because I want to put it. It's not. You see, it's odd to talk about shit like that. It's fucking weird. Let's see. Oh yeah, the dude from MTK supposedly is being. The dude from MTK is supposedly wanted by the FBI or some bullshit, but boxing fans are fucking hilarious. We pick and choose. It's funny because it happens to all of us. You pick and choose who we root for and who we put a stigma on. I was watching this.
So the U.S. government is
up. Shit. I was watching this video, and where he did this. Oh, he's part of the mafia, and again a million other fucking stories about the MDK dude. What's his name? Daniel Kinahan. But what we fail to realize is that boxing is full of fucking cockroaches since fucking day one. And I think, and boxing is the cockroach of fucking sports. Boxing has figured out a way to fucking survive for many years in times where you thought pretty much the sport was dead. We thought, at one point, we started seeing these pay-per-views, and then it went through closed circuit. Then it was strictly on HBO and Showtime. So anything you saw on ESPN was hot garbage because it was like nothing but 4-round fights and over the hill dudes. And now HBO kind of pulled back, and we thought that was the end of it. And then here comes the Zone. Then here comes ESPN. Then Showtime steps up their fucking game. And then here comes Fox. So it's always about to die till it doesn't. And this what's his name, Keenan or whatever, Daniel Kinahan from MTK Global. It's another example. Boxing has a lot of bad folks, guys. It's on you if you associate with them. And even if somebody has done bad shit, they deserve the right to redeem themselves and do shit for the right. I don't know much of this guy's story, but I'm not gonna dwell on it. I've seen fucking managers rape the shit out of fucking fighters and take their fucking money. I've seen promoters do the same thing. I've seen again shit that PBC's done. I mean, it's so much shit. Bob Arum, Boston, all of these fucking people. I've seen so much shit that they've done that it's normal, and it's the fucking wild west of fucking sports, and it's just something that's gonna keep going because at the end of the day, remember, this is a sport, and even you as a fucking boxing fan, you're watching a guy beat the shit out of another guy that could quite possibly fucking die. And you as a human being, you're fucking watching this. So you shut the fuck up and stop fucking being so fucking judgy on other people's past. We're the fucking problem too. We decide to watch this fucking shit of a sport. So let's fucking live with it. Let's stop being the fucking... Try to be the voice of fucking reason in boxing where we're not the fucking Mr. Roger of sports. We're the pieces of shit and we fucking love it. What else is happening in boxing? Again, there's so much shit in boxing. Today, Andy Ruiz, of all people, announced that he is fighting. He's fighting for... who the fuck is he fighting? He's fighting for Thriller. So he's fighting for Thriller on July 16 in a comeback fight. Which should be interesting. It's an interesting pairing. I don't know what's the deal with Thriller. They're doing some shit with the people fighting a triangle, and I think the Kovalevs are involved. And then they got the Vargas and the Vargas kids, and they got Fernando Vargas running out without a translator. I don't know what the fuck Fernando Vargas fucking says half the time, but look. He has two kids that seem to be the goods, and he has 3 kids fighting, 2 kids that seem to be the goods. It's kind of cool to see Vargas in there. I would love for him to go one of the bigger heads, like people that actually have experience in moving fighters, like Golden Boy or PBC or Top Rank. I think that portion of milking a family dynasty, nobody fucking does it like Top Rank, and we know what they're doing to Ali. We know the great fucking... let me not troll for a bit, but let's fucking admit the work that Top Rank did for Chavez Jr. is fucking amazing. They made Chavez Jr. a fucking legitimate champion. They made Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. beat fucking Andy Lee. Chavez, let me say that shit again. Chavez fucking Chavez Jr. beat the shit. He almost fucking killed Maravilla Martinez. Chavez fucking Jr. Top Rank did that. Again, Top Rank fucking did that. So I think that would have been a better move for the Vargas. But again, they're with Thriller. Again, newish company. I've seen a lot of their Golden Boys talent almost go to the Thriller, which is kind of neat. So they have people with experience. I'm not really sure who's doing the matchmaking and whatnot, but it seems to be a good pairing. We'll see how they do, but we'll see. But again, back to Andy Ruiz Jr. Andy Ruiz Jr. was a guy that went to PBC, and from Top Rank, he went to PBC. From PBC, when he was at PBC, he was sliding on the Zone dude's DMs, Eddie Hearn. He finally got the biggest fight of his fucking life by mistake versus Anthony Joshua. He beat Anthony Joshua almost fucking by mistake. I don't know what the fuck Anthony Joshua was on. Then he fucking fights him again, so he gets another payday in the Zone. Then what PBC does best is some weird fucking match between Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola that all of a sudden Chris Arreola looks good versus Andy Ruiz, and he almost fucking beats him. And now he's on Thriller. So I'm not sure if Al still is advisor and he's getting money off of that or what the fuck is going on, but it seems to be something interesting. The fight's on pay-per-view. And again, people throw pay-per-view very loosely. He's going to fight in Mexico, which is kind of cool. Nothing like seeing a fight at a bull ring or a fucking palenque. It's pretty cool. We'll see how that goes. But pay-per-view doesn't necessarily mean... Pay-per-view is so fucking diluted. It's like calling someone a fucking racist. Everybody calls somebody a racist every fucking day, and we don't fucking pay attention anymore because of your racist. The word racism is so diluted. Again, it's a whole fucking other story. But being a pay-per-view fighter doesn't make you a fucking star. It just means that people can't fucking pay you to put it on regular fucking network TV like a Showtime or a fucking, even a DAZN that's a fucking pay per month fucking subscription. Or ESPN, ESPN Plus. It sucks because most people are not going to see this fight. And the ones that are going to see, you know who's going to see it? The ones that fucking complain about pay-per-view. And the way that they're going to see it, they're going to fucking stream the pay-per-view. They're going to get a War Media. They're going to get a whatever fucking link to watch this fight. And they'll watch it. Nobody else is going to fucking watch it, though. So, kudos to Andy Ruiz. I hope that shit works well with him. He's fighting a guy named Tyrone Sponge. To me, it's a sponge, but he's fighting Tyrone, so... Let's see how that goes. Hopefully it goes good for Andy, and best of luck in Andy's future endeavors. But yeah, he's the guy. The guy is something else, man. So let's look at what's in the schedule for this week, because I know based on what I've been hearing, now it's we're getting into the good shit of 2022. As far as fights goes, of course, we saw Ryan Garcia, we saw Golovkin, so that's a good start for all of us. Let's see, what do we have next? Next, on April 16th from Arlington, Texas, on Showtime pay-per-view. Again, this is a fight that we have. Here's where I have to give PBC credit. They've done something that shouldn't really be done. Or no, I'm gonna take this shit back. That hasn't really been done. They've made they're bringing a Cuban into a pay-per-view. We'll see how well it does. It usually doesn't go that well. But Ugas is a different type of fighter. You almost forget that Ugas is Cuban when he's fucking fighting. He's fucking fun to watch. Look, versus Manny Pacquiao was fun to watch. Versus what the fuck's his name? The one that retired, I forget his name, but he has a lot of fucking teeth. Sean Porter. He was fucking fun to watch. And he's a great fucking... He's legit the fucking American dream. Guy that came after having a fucking couple of losses, and he ended up being a champion. Then he's fighting to be the unified champion. That's fucking great. He has no fucking eyebrows. Ugas has no fucking eyebrows, and he's fighting another guy that fucking had a detached retina, and then it came out fucking flying out of a fucking sports car, Ferrari, or I think it was a Ferrari. He literally flew after the fucking car that, I don't know, God knows how many fucking flips it did. Then they flew out and didn't live to talk about it. Now he's fighting to unify the part of the welterweight division. How fucking special is that? And again, this is on fucking PBC. From my understanding, they sold a lot of their tickets already. The pay-per-view, pre-buy pay-per-view is doing fucking great. So good for fucking them. They fucking build an event. That's how you build fucking fighters. Kudos to fucking them. So on that undercard, let's see anything. Oh, Brandon Lee versus Zachary Ochoa. Ooh, that's gonna end bad. Isaac Cruz versus Yuriorki Gamboa. Goddamn. So the undercard is filled with fucking like hot garbage. Look, Brandon Lee, great fucking guy. Zachary Ochoa, gonna get his ass fucking handed to him. Isaac Cruz, great fighter. Yuriorkis Gamboa hasn't been a great fighter in like fucking 10 years. Jose Rayo Valenzuela versus Francisco Vargas, Chiquinarco. Francisco Vargas fucking cuts if you fucking look at him wrong. Horrible, horrible fucking fight. Cody Crawley versus Josecito Lopez. That fight should be bumped up to like fucking co-main event or something. Josecito at least comes to fucking fight. Never been Josecito's biggest fan, but again, I'm not a I'm not a Josito Lopez hater, but again, the guy always comes and puts on a fucking show. Plus, I still feel some type of way after him being the homie I was gonna say Chiba, but Chia. So that's that. On the same day, on April 16, from Manchester, England, on the Zone, we got Conor Benn versus Chris Van Heerden, Alicia Baumgardner, Adidas boxing fighter versus Edith Soledad Matisse. You blush every time you see the last name Matisse. Let's see, a bunch of the Belam Smiths are in there, and Campbell Hatton versus the TBA. Damn, shout out to the TBA. There's a bunch of TBAs on it. So kudos to them. So yeah, we got those fights coming up. So again, the main thing that we're trying to watch, of course, is the Spence fight. The Spence fight is one to watch. We have to see what leads to what's the after. But I almost don't want to get stuck in the what's next. I really want to enjoy this fight. Of course, we all know that Crawford fight with Crawford should be fucking next, but the powers in PBC sometimes work some type of way, and in fucking boxing in general, they work some type of fucking way. Yesterday, I was going to do the podcast, and I of course, I went on my Instagram because that's where most of the noise gets made, and I ask questions, and I didn't get to do it because I was having some problems with the mic. Maybe I'm having problems with this mic too, but we will see. Question by Ozzy O says Jojo has a 6-inch reach advantage over Ryan. Do you think it's an even matchup? By 6-inch, this is a joke about Jojo sending dick pics. Hey, this is cleverly put because then he put the dick emoji. Why is Ellie Setback mad at Adidas gloves? Eddie Setback is mad because I made a joke about him, so he made a joke about Adidas boxing. Eddie Aguilera asked, did the velvet outfit affect Ryan's performance? Eddie Aguilera, shout out to Eddie Aguilera, one of the best outfit makers in Southern California, if not the best outfit maker in Southern California. Yeah, I saw that Ryan Garcia velvet outfit. I don't know. Is that the same guy that does the rest of the outfits with the fucking zippers? Fucking horrible. I got my own back or some bullshit like that. Pilt P asks, who should be next for Arnold Barboza Jr.? Realistically, it should be Jose Ramirez. Same fucking promotional banner, same fucking manager. Why not? ESPN fighters, fuck it, why not? Let them bang. Let them fucking bang. Who would I like for Barboza? Rigoro. I love Rigoro for Barboza. I think it'll be a great fucking fight at 140. I don't know how Rigoro feels about going to 140 again because I think he's been 140. He's been fighting shy at 140 something. Also, a fight with Teofimo Lopez I think would be fucking great. I don't think Teofimo was in the right state of mind, but if Teofimo was in the right state of mind, Arnold Barboza versus Teofimo Lopez is the fight to make. Let's see what else we got. Somebody asking my fully vaxxed. That's my business. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm fully fucking vaxxed. That's Vargas Sigi. G Unit Twins Garza. Shout out to G Unit Twins Garza too. He has two little boys, twins, and they fight here out of Montclair. Big shout out to them. It says rate Ryan's performance. I would have to give it maybe like a D. I think Ryan's better than that. He's looked way better than that under the Reynoso banner, and he looked like jack shit on this last fight. Let's see, boxing and BS. Shout out to Boxing and BS on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow him. BXNGBES _ said if Alicia Baumgardner fought Ebony. This guy's always sending for shit. Alright, I'm gonna skip that one. Agustín 2 Ruiz says, ¿cuándo la entrevista con el de no puedes jugar boxeo? No, if you guys don't know that no puedes jugar boxeo guy doesn't like me very much because I always make fun of him and I always tell him that you can indeed play boxing. But again, story for another day. Jay Cortez says, Canelo Canelo is in trouble, cabron. Maybe. I think off of the fights that are out there, Bivol is the toughest fight for Canelo. If Canelo was able to do quick work of Bivol, I will be the first motherfucker to say, you're fucking a great one of the, you're a top 10 Mexican fighter easily. I think Bivol is a fucking real deal. I think Bivol's resume is legit. He might not be fucking flashy or anything like that, but Bivol does everything right. The only thing he doesn't do right is he doesn't fucking close the show right. But he's an ultimate fucking boxer. Again, he could crack, but he's not like a boxer punch. He's just a pure fucking boxer, and he's very, very fun to watch. If he's able to do quick work or even knock out Bivol, which again I don't fucking see it. Canelo, I mean, you gotta give Canelo this credit he deserves, man. Let's see. 3 Speedy says, no chingues, haz el podcast más seguido. We're pretty much saying that, don't fuck around, do the podcast more often. You're absolutely right. I'm always having fucking technical problems. If there's anybody out there that's good with all this shit, I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. I got a mic. I got a Yeti mic that you connect to the back of the computer USB, and that's it. I don't know. I need someone to teach me how to fucking do this. If you're out there and you're a video guy, I'll fucking pay you. I don't care. Help me help you, and have a better fucking podcast. Because I could talk my ass off, guys. If I really wanted to, I could talk my ass off. It's just that sometimes I don't have the time, and it's not fair for you guys to get a shit product. So sometimes I do a podcast and I hear and it sounds like shit. I'm like, and it's not to my own horn here, but I could fucking talk, man. I'm a fucking chatter fucking. I've look, all my jobs, that's all I've done. I fucking talk. I talk my way to fucking I talk my way to fucking exercising with my wife, so that should tell you enough. But I talk my ass off. I could talk. I know I have a fucking voice to talk. I wish I would use it more. And I've talked to people that work in the industry. They told me, you know what the fuck you're talking about it. But again, sometimes I get so fucking frustrated because I do fucking notes. I sit back and chill, and I'm learning now that I shouldn't fucking do notes. Today's podcast has had fucking 0 notes. You know what I did? I went on ESPN's website and I saw, I didn't do any bullet points or anything. I just saw what I saw, the information. I talked about the current stories, and that's it. That's what I'm fucking doing. Maybe that's why only 6 people listen, but it's all right. You guys 6 are the baddest motherfuckers ever. Let's see who else. Joe G asks, are Siniesa and Golden Boy at odds over money? You know what? I don't know. I guess someone sent me something about Siniesa posted something about she wanted to fight, or when somebody asked when is she fighting, and she asked, when she gets paid what she deserves. You see, that's when shit gets a little tough, guys, because, like, for example, Golden Boy, they've always worked with guy fighters. They never really worked with women fighters. And they put all this fucking energy and whatnot into a fighter like Siniesa, making sure she's a champion and getting her the fights and whatnot. And now that they're building up momentum, because, again, remember, their job is to fucking promote a fighter and whatnot. You get the fighter to do shit like this. I mean, I don't know what. It's sort of like when people say women, the WNBA should get paid as much as the NBA. And I say, fine, fuck it. And I think if the other revenue streams are the same, why not? If they're able to put as much asses in seats, why not? And same thing goes with boxing, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is fucking green. Nobody cares what you're a girl, you're a guy. If you could fucking sell tickets, and if you could put eyeballs on, or you could put subscriptions on the zone, why not? Give her $1 million fucking dollars if she could fucking prove it. And that's why I think, in a way, you see Thriller pay-per-views, you see BBC pay-per-views, because everybody thinks they deserve the moon and the stars. So if that's the way you feel like it, then fucking prove it. And that's why sometimes I feel like, okay, go be a fucking pay-per-view fighter. Now, if people want to watch you, then they'll fucking pay for you. But if you don't fucking over-ask for something that you don't deserve. So as far as Siniesa goes, hey, man, if she feels like she can get more money elsewhere too, and if Golden Boy is somehow doing a disservice to her, then bounce. Molinar Design says, what is a podcast? Shout out to Molinar. And I like how people ask me other fucking questions that have nothing to do with it. So shout out to Molinar. Molinar's a great designer. He's always supported the podcast. As a matter of fact, at one point he even donated equipment. He donated cameras to me. So big shout out to Molinar. Always a great supporter. That's when I used to have the boxing rundown show that I know that my dude Ruckus is still fucking doing. So shout out to Ruckus. Again, and make sure you guys follow Molinar if you guys want to hook up on those pay-per-view streams. Remember, he runs War Media Center, so remember, follow Molinar. My nephew asked, what's better, a Frenchie or a Boston Terrier? Honestly, I have two Frenchies and they fart as hell. If I think Boston Terriers are great. It's a dog that I've always wanted when I was a little younger. But hey, they all snore, they fart, and then whichever dog you end up getting, it's a fucking great thing. Let's see, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, shit, Anonymous says, you got tires for your truck, so what are you getting your wife? With that said, thank you guys for listening to the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. This was a fun one. This one's one of me just ranting off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did and stayed to the end, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe. For anybody that subscribes, you guys are getting a sticker. How about that? Anybody that subscribes to my show, you guys are going to get a sticker. And then we're going to do a giveaway. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the giveaway. Remember, we're still selling Canelo shirts, a real Mexican hero shirts, inspired by the G.I. Joe cartoons from when we were little. So that's, and for little, I'm talking about 80s kids and whatnot. Again, thank you guys so much. And thank you for listening to the Mr. Boxing Guru podcast. Have a good one, guys. Thank you again. Bye-bye.